comes Kenny Pickett, his first appearance.
NFL Week 4 in the books, and we've got some major takeaways, some big learning lessons, some new faces on the top 10 hype index list, looking at the players in the NFL that are the most hyped up, that are going up in rookie card values right now, counted up over 5,000 buy it now sold transactions of football cards in the last 24 hours. Let's look at who's leading that list, the top 10. Let's dig in. All right, the number one most hyped up player in the NFL right now should be no surprise because the only undefeated team left in the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's Jalen Hurts. He's the first quarterback in NFL history with 900 plus passing yards and 150 plus rushing yards in his first 3 games of a season. He's taken a third-year leap, very similar to what we saw Josh Allen do. And right now you can see his optic hollow now selling for $100. This immaculate going out of 99 going for $900 in a buy it now. And this was a PSA 8. So first I want to share with you what his immaculate cards were selling for at the end of August, beginning of September. You can see one here very similar to the one you just saw sell, numbered out of 99. PSA 8 is pretty much as good as a raw card. This one sold for $400, best offer accepted. Another example going back earlier in July, BGS 9 for $460, numbered out of 57, or numbered out of 99 for $465. So we're looking at over 100% increase in the immaculate stock of Jalen Hurts. We're also looking at 100% increase in the optic hollow stock of Jalen Hurts going back to before the season. And I went back and double checked, just give myself a little pat on the back just to show you guys that I do know what I'm talking about here. He was the very first quarterback I said back in February. It was my number one off-season target in terms of quarterback plays to make. I believe is undervalued. Look at his rookie cards. His rookie ticket autos are going for around $100 to $150. This is the same as some elite skill position players. He's a quarterback on a big market team, very young, very explosive playmaking ability. Look at his base prisms just going for a couple dollars. The PSA 10s going for $40, $50. These cards are very, very undervalued, which makes... When I look at his graded card market as a whole, I'm seeing an upward trend in virtually every single one of his cards across the board. People are out seeking absolutes, NFL debuts from Mosaic, illusions, non-color match Mosaic, prism emergent inserts, yellow based donruss. The field level silver up 35% to a trend of $555. See 10 sales in the last month. This card in a PSA 10 format has a population of just 78.
We damn good. Damn good.
Now, the number 2 player is not really the number 2 player most hyped up in the NFL right now, but coming out of the game yesterday, he did get a lot of hype immediately from this game, guys. He put up a big rushing performance for the Eagles behind that top-ranked offensive line, a stat line of 27 carries, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns in this rain game, 2 for 22 in the air. It was a 5 yards per carry average and a 35-yard long run, which was really impressive. You could see what his numbered out of 99 IMAX are going for in comparison. They're only 46 as Miles Sanders is now in his 4th year, and he's also a back that struggled with injuries every year. He's also struggled to stay consistent. You can see the percentage increase in his graded, more base cards, and they just basically go from literally nothing to something now. So a PSA 10 base prism on average was $16.72. Now it's $31, so that is a percentage change of 85% increase. And the more games he can string together like this, because he's part of a 4-0 Eagles team that is on an incredible track this year, he could continue to go up. They are still very cheap. All right, the number 3 most hyped up player right now going up is Josh Allen. It was a slow start for the Bills offense against the Ravens, but as the game went on, they leaned more and more on Josh Allen, and the MVP caliber quarterback delivered time and time again. He passed for 213 yards, but what meant more in the end for the Bills was his 70 yards rushing on 10 carries, 69 of which came after contact. So it seemed like the Ravens could not contain Josh Allen in crucial situations and kept drives alive and led to points. and he is the man. Besides Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, Josh Allen now has the most expensive rookie cards that have the most sold volume, that has the highest sold transaction. When you compare the scarcity and the supply of his cards to those other guys, it's really impressive. We're talking 2018 base Donruss Raw now going for $100, or this National Treasures here, numbered out of 99, PSA 10 going for almost $11,000 in a buy it now transaction yesterday. Josh Allen's 2018 product is now getting to the point where people are willing to buy a variety of different sets, like cards of him in his college uniform, cards that for a lot of players would be undesirable, cards from playoff or cards from leave, base select non-silver concourse here going for over $80. Score college uniform PSA 10, $100. Hey, by the way, if you're new here, welcome to the Football Card Quest. My name is Andy. If you want to learn all about football card collecting, investing, parlaying that fantasy football game with football cards, hit that subscribe button, that little bell notification icon, so you don't miss out on a single step on the quest. In terms of Josh Allen's graded card market, they are slowing down in terms of growth rate, and that's because they are getting very expensive. His base Prism now a trend of $750. His base Optic now a trend of $650. And they did come off of a tough loss to the Miami Dolphins the week before, but this is surely going to help appreciate his card value here throughout the week, as most of his cards do have a positive trend on them, but some of them are just so expensive that it's going to be hard for those to continue to go up until we get to the playoffs. All right, number 4 most hyped up player after yesterday is making a bit of a splash, and I'd love to hear your guys' opinions about this one in the comments section below. This was a high-profile game that went to overtime, and Romeo Dobbs only had 5 for 47 and a touchdown, but one of them was a long of 16, including the touchdown back shoulder fade that you can see here. And the thing is, if you can catch that back shoulder fade from Rodgers, you have the propensity to blow up with Rodgers this season. The Packers are now going 3-1 after this game. You can see there's a couple new sets and new releases on the market I want to talk about. One of them's gold standard. Look at this rose gold numbered out of 25 going for 90 with no autograph here from Romeo Dobbs. And then the Panini Legacy with the dual plain patch there, non-game, out of 249 with the sticker auto going for $40. So it's one of those situations where I'm just seeing a lot of buy it now transactions, a lot of auction sold transactions, and prices that are much higher than a lot of the other talent, first round talent from the 2021 draft class. And that leads me to this week's new release segment, and we do have some new products out on the market. You're going to see them kind of touched on because we have a couple more rookies on the top 10 hype index list in this video. One of those new products is Score this year. The 2022 Score is out, and the hobby boxes are $175, and there are some interesting hobby exclusives that people are looking for, including the Breakthrough, the Toe the Line, the Hot Rookies, the NFL Draft, and the Fantasy Stars and Squad, which sounds interesting. Also, short printed lenticular inserts with intergalactic and base dynamics. So I had to look them up, guys. I have found a few of these intergalactic cards here that have recently sold on the market in the past couple days, and these are veteran. One Kyler Murray, $60. Justin Herbert, $100. The Josh Allen, about over $100. Let's get you a closer look at that card there from Intergalactic. Pretty interesting. Now, the one thing I'll notice is look at the bottom edge there. A lot of edge damage on this one, so I think that this is still going to be a Score base paper card stock, but the Score is touting itself as the first officially licensed NFL product of 2022. It's loaded with new rookies, inserts, parallels, and autographs. Expect to see it start circulating through eBay, as you can see here, and it's a pretty clean look. The base card has a pretty clean look. Pro uniforms, pro team logo, RC shield, but this is a base paper card stock. Temper your expectations when the dust settles. This is one of the more common cards, but right now it's going to be pretty liquid, especially for these rookies, as this is kind of like the first major release here for base paper cardstock rookies. There's the Romeo Dobbs going for just a couple dollars. The Mac Jones veteran card going for $100. A little interesting there. Bailey Zappy going for 6, so we'll be touching. There's a toe the line here. Mike Evans, 31 out of 35 for 1650. Some interesting rare base stuff. There's the Kenny Pickett Dynamics 3D lenticular case hit going for $400. Oh, I see. They got the hologram 3D element going on with that card. Very, very interesting. So that's going to be a super rare case hit that people are looking for. The Kenny Pickett went for $371. And look at what a starting job and first round draft capital on a big market team will do for you. Look at the Malik Willis there going for $29. Couple other new products hot off the press here. Panini Elements Football Hobby Box, those thin metallic style cards. Immaculate Collegiate Collection Gold Standard, which as you saw, the Romeo Dobbs does have that pro uniforms, and the Donruss Elite, which has all those wonderful pen pals that are distinguished print runs by the color of the autograph. My number 5 most hyped up player right now is Saquon Barkley, arguably having to put this Giants team on his back. Saquon handled a massive 31 carries en route to 146 yards on the ground. He broke 4 tackles on those rushes and gained 94 of his yards after contact. That's a 3.4 yard average, and even had to function as the quarterback in the Wildcat format because Daniel Jones went out with an ankle injury, and then Tyrod Taylor took a concussion, and so they were left to just do direct handoffs to Saquon Barkley. Were able to come away with the W against Chicago, who did finally connect on a deep ball or two in that game. But you could see Saquon's base Donruss rated rookie PSA 10 now going higher than some quarterbacks like Baker Mayfield. Saquon's going for more than Baker Mayfield. Also, Saquon's optic non-serial numbered autograph card here, on-card autographed, $160 in auction yesterday. He is incredibly hyped up. He is the RB1 in the NFL right now in terms of fantasy production. So $525 trend on his optic downtown.
And here comes Kenny Pickett, his first appearance.
I've been telling you guys it's only a matter of time that the Pittsburgh fan base could not take anymore. You could hear the Kenny chants, and the pressure got so packed on Mike Tomlin and that Steelers front office and coaching staff, they had to put the rookie, hometown Kenny Pickett in the game, and that's exactly what happened. And for anyone merely looking at the box score, Pickett's 3 interceptions are going to stick out. However, 2 of those followed deflections off his receiver's hands, the latter coming off a poor decision from the rookie, and the third came on a Hail Mary attempt at the end of the game. The offense did move the ball better with Pickett behind center, averaging 5.7 yards per play on his snaps compared to 4.1 yards per play on Trubisky's. Pickens also had his most productive game of the year with a season-high 31% target rate and an average depth of target 20 yards downfield. He turned those looks into 6 receptions for 102 yards. 71 of those yards came with Pickett at quarterback. So what's his cards doing? Well, you can see the Bowman U refractor with the Bowman First logo at the top right selling for $20 in a buy it now. A $700 transaction on his Silver Prism XRC. Now I know you gotta be asking, how much profit is that? Well, just a couple days ago you could have got the Bowman U First refractor for $5.50 with free shipping. That's a 4x increase in that card. And just on September 17th, I saw a bunch of transactions like this a couple weeks ago on Pickett's XRCs going for around $300 in auction. So there you have it, folks. Over 100% increases in the values of Kenny Pickett's cards. I'm seeing the transactions just fly off the shelves right now like hotcakes. My number 7 most hyped up player is going to the London game on Sunday morning. Justin Jefferson once again worked Kirk Cousins' top passing game auction, hauling in 10 of his 12 catchable targets for 147 yards and 5 first downs. While he did drop 2 passes, he picked up 3 catches of 15 plus yards and 50 receiving yards after the catch. Justin Jefferson's more rare cards, considerably expensive. Pink Prism Auto non-serial number, $400 in a buy it now transaction. But look at his optic holo. These have taken a dip. So his more base cards, his more common cards have taken a dip because he underperformed in weeks 2 and 3, and now he's bouncing back. Hopefully he can keep this trend continuing as his supply can dwindle pretty quickly. He does trade for arguably one of the top skill position players in the league. All right, guys, my number 8 most hyped up player after this week is Justin Herbert, getting a much needed bounce back win for the Chargers here. Going 27-39, 340 yards, 2 touchdowns, 8.7 yards per attempt, 113.2 quarterback rating. You can see someone even paid $60 for his NFL debut silver mosaic rookie card. This is a card that trades for just pennies on the dollar for most skill position players. And you can see his red, white, and blue prism here going for $105.50 in auction ending yesterday. But I can't mention Justin Herbert without mentioning the man, Austin Eckler, the undrafted free agent from 2017, the bull riding beast, man, because Austin Eckler only has 35 different rookie cards, so there's not a ton of volume, but he had the bigger performance in this game. He had 60 rushing yards on 2 scores and 13 carries and added 49 receiving yards and a receiving touchdown through the air. He averaged 2.1 yards after contact per rush attempt, forced 3 missed tackles, and generated a 135.4 passer rating as a receiver. So what's important to know here, like I said, he's only got 35 different rookie cards. It's either the Select Concourse or the Rookie Ticket Auto. So you can see here the tricolor rookie Select going for $40.50. The last transaction on his Rookie Ticket Auto, PSA 10, $480 September 27th, but after this game, only a few transactions from yesterday, and his base Select Concourse only going for $10-15. Well, the Chargers have struggled the past couple weeks before coming into this game, but you can see if you can ever grab these cards for Austin Eckler at $5, under 10, grab them because of the scarcity around his base rookie card, because of how few cards he has. These make great collection and investment pieces. Feel totally fine in it. It's not the same as buying a base random card of Justin Herbert. All right, my number 9 most hyped up player right now is going back to the Thursday night game, the controversial Tua concussion, which was the major storyline from that game. You know, prayers out to Tua. Hopefully he's recovering fully from that. But man, those Bengals uniforms were so sick, and T. Higgins put together the best performance, securing 7 catches from 9 targets for 124 yards and a touchdown en route to an 85+ overall grade on first review. Altogether, Higgins recorded 4 first downs, 3 explosive receptions, and forced 2 missed tackles against a Dolphins secondary that had no answers for the Clemson product. A Dolphins secondary that's top in the league. T. Higgins' best play came when he roasted All-Pro corner Xavier Howard on a go route down the sideline for a 59-yard score. And I found a National Treasures out of 25 sold T. Higgins for $800, best offer accept. So how much has that gone up? Well, there's the $800. Just so happens the last couple I found on this are going back to August 25th here, numbered out of 25. You could say that one's even got a cooler patch, but it's the same exact insert and set from National Treasures there, going for $449, or another one back on August 8th from the same set and insert as well, going for $560. So massive increase there. Someone has the potential. If you bought the T. Higgins cards, then look at selling them now. Big profit going back July 8th. Out of 85, 224. You can see what these cards can potentially get up to. It's why I talk about National Treasures and Flawless and Immaculate being at the top end of the hobby sets. And I can't talk about T. Higgins without the man throwing him the ball, and that's Joe Burrow getting a much needed another bounce back win here. They've now gone 2-0 after starting out 0-2. So 20 for 31 in this game, 2 touchdowns, only 1 sack. It's a 116 quarterback rating against a difficult Dolphins defense. And I want to share with you guys here the difference between a card like a base Prism, PSA 10, $275. That's about what the Justin Herbert is right now. The Jalen Hurts, for comparison, is only about $150, $175, but it's climbing, guys. I'm expecting transactions to pop off this week for $200. He does have a much lower population as well, by several thousand on his PSA 10 Prism. The Joe Burrow Phoenix Fire Blast here, only $25. So that's why I compare Phoenix Fire Blast card similar to that of a Mosaic insert or a select insert, that kind of stuff. Now make sure you stay tuned to the end today because we're going past 10. Plus I've got other learning lessons and takeaways based on the utilization reports on the skill position players that has fantasy football and also card implications down the road this season. We're starting to get a lot more breadcrumbs and kind of understanding the way these teams want to win. I want to help you guys get dialed in, so make sure you stay tuned to the end. Number 10 is Patrick Mahomes. I hate to say it because he beat my Tampa Bay Buccaneers last night. We started off the game in a bad way, right out of the gate, fumbling the opening kickoff. Unfortunately, that was Rachaad White, but he did make up for it. He had a solid game. We'll talk about him at the end. But the Patrick Mahomes-Travis Kelce connection was the backbone of KC's success on Sunday night. Those two combined for 8 first downs in the game, which tied for the 3rd highest mark in the history of their connection. 7 of those came when Kelce was either in the slot or out wide. Kelce also churned out more yards after the catch than any other Chief in Tampa Bay, and Mahomes gave the dynamic tight end a catchable ball on every target, including Mahomes acting like a magician out there. And Mahomes is another guy that's even more in demand than Josh Allen because his score college uniform cards are going for $50 in a buy now. His base Panini paper stock, like the base Panini set or Panini playoff or Panini Crown Royal, these cards are going for $100, triple digits for Patrick Mahomes raw. Now in terms of his graded card market, that is still down. It's going to take more than one performance based on the prices that these were at coming into the season. And the fact that they lost to the Colts, he is not playing at world beater level, but he is an absolute magician and a generational quarterback talent. So it's going to take that playoff run to get these cards to climb past what they have been in the past, because these cards have multiple Super Bowl appearances and championships baked into the values at this point. So just because these percentages say that they're down does not mean that it's a good time to buy into Patrick Mahomes graded cards. There's got to be a lot of personal collection value there for you because you can see how expensive they are. Number 11, honorable mention, we got to give a shout out to Geno Smith here, man. This game, the Lions against the Seahawks, 48-45, and both quarterbacks put up big numbers in this game. It was Geno Smith who played with less volatility. He made 2 big-time throws and no turnover-worthy plays in a performance that should earn him a 90-plus PFF grade. And you can see people are dropping some cheddar on him, man. A $40 Prism camo, a rookie ticket auto that was best accepted offer of $45. And this is a situation where I talk about sniping cards in auction or finding the deals in auction. Here was an auction that actually ended yesterday at 8:47 p.m. for $30 on the same rookie ticket auto. What's interesting about this card is it does appear to have these creases, but that is just the design of the card here. So you can see this rookie ticket auto went for $30. I found another one that ended last night that only sold for $12.50 plus $5 shipping, but you can tell there is more of a crease in this one, so I think there is an actual additional crease in this card. But the creases are kind of built in, but there's also some soft corner concerns about this one as well. But still, only $12.50. I think the Geno Smith hype is going to pick up here, man. DK Metcalf had a great game. He had such a good game, he even had to leave temporarily to go to the bathroom. But it's okay, DK. We got the cart here to take you out to use the restroom. We have also got to give an honorable mention here to Bailey Zappy because Brian Hoyer came in for the injured severe high ankle sprain Mac Jones. Brian Hoyer gets hurt early in the game. Bailey Zappy comes in, but Bailey Zappy didn't really do anything special. He struggled in the passing game. It doesn't matter. He plays for the New England Patriots, and now he's their starting quarterback. He's also got the respect of his teammates, and we know the Patriots are going to lean on that duo of Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson. They put the Patriots offense on their backs Sunday. This game should not have gone to overtime with how bad the Patriots passing game was, but Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson combined to gain 152 yards on 32 carries, with 105 of those coming after contact. Even with little threat of the pass game, the backs continuously found success. The Bailey Zappy transactions are off the hook. $280 for a turn of the century out of 25 orange. You can see the Bailey Zappy luminances sell. The Bailey Zappy elites. College ticket autos, Bailey Zappy $66 to $100 depending on the scarcity. Right now, the base score rookie card of Bailey Zappy, you can sell those for $10 to $15. This is a card that in the future is only going to be worth a couple dollars. Definitely want to capitalize on that. If you got one that's autographed, well, you could get a lot more for that. So when this says one bid here, best offer accepted, that means that there was a best offer accepted while the auction was live. So you've got to come over to 130 point and search that one out. And you can see that was accepted for $85. So there was one in auction that ended yesterday for $100, a buy it now that sold for $150, and then another best offer sold today for $85. So because this product is so new, there's so few comps, there's very limited supply, you see a ton of variants on it. The buy it now is what you want to look at, because this is the potential that someone could have got if they were just a little bit more patient. I don't see any reason why some hype is going to pick up for Bailey Zappy throughout this week heading into their next game, especially when he's announced as their starting quarterback. Other major takeaways, Zach Wilson's debut was fairly solid, did just enough to get them that win over the Steelers, and of course you had the whole controversy between Trubisky and Pickett, so looking forward to seeing what Pickett can do in a full game. But in terms of running back usage, Michael Carter has now become the backseat to Breece Hall. Breece Hall is now taking the majority of the running back snaps. He's also getting like 30% more receiving targets. So not only is he getting a 60 to 65% snap share and carry share, he's also getting a 65 to 70% target share over Michael Carter. He's demanded that. So it's only a matter of time before Breece Hall has one of these monster breakout games. Chris Olave, another rookie that continued to outperform and is continuing to have an excellent rookie season. Same thing with Garrett Wilson. These guys are both continuing to overperform their expectations, even though they're on challenging team scenarios. We're getting to that point in the season where it makes really good sense to invest in these guys, because they are going to get a lot of hype after the season's over in that postseason hype cycle and going into next year. So if you can snipe them when there's a lot of their cards like flooding the marketplace at like 2 weeks after a new product is released, that's the time, guys. That's the time to snipe those top rookies in auction. A lot of injuries to cover from this week. Steve and I are going to dig into all the injury reports and injury implications tomorrow night. You had a lot of injuries. Do you see that stiff arm from Jamal Williams, 51-yard touchdown run? Monster stiff arm, man. That was a lot of fun to watch. A few transactions. Derrick Henry had a nice bounce back game. There's a few transactions for him. We got to monitor the Treylon Burks injury. He was carted off there. Indianapolis offense overall looks sloppy. It looks like Jonathan Taylor may have suffered an ankle sprain. Javonte Williams may have busted up his knee with the Denver Broncos. So, dude, not such a great day for running backs, except for J.K. Dobbins bouncing back from injury. He got two touchdowns. Crazy play at the end resulted in a Lamar interception. Although Lamar is still on my top 10 hype, he's not top 10 going up. Like, he's not actively going up in value after yesterday's game. Although it was a very solid game, he did throw the interception at the end of the game when he could have had Duvernay. If he just would have recognized Duvernay was open just a second or two earlier, he could have got him wide open, would have made that play, and it turned into an interception instead. Jalen Hurts, Philadelphia Eagles, the real deal. They rallied with 20 unanswered points to end the first half. Bailey Zappy. Kansas City wins. Las Vegas finally gets on the board. Carolina, what are we going to say there, man? Baker Mayfield, he stinks, dude. He stinks. That's it. That's all I got time for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Peace.